Back to the Adam Carolla Show.
Housekeeping, you want towel?
More towels. Need sleepy.
Housekeeping, you want mint for pillow?
Please go away. Let me sleep for the love of God.
Housekeeping, you want me to cure?
What kind of hotel is this? Oh, it's you.
David Spade
Good morning, sunshine.
is on the Adam Carolla Show.
Great to see you, David Spade.
Yeah, all right.
David Spade's going to be at the Planet Hollywood Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas tonight. That is Friday night and Saturday night. So what do? Just hop on a flight as soon as you get out of here?
I'll go do some fake Pilates and then get out of here, yeah.
And
I've never been up this early. It's been a while, actually.
Oh, really? Nice. I do feel like a lot of people get into stand-up so they don't have to wake up.
Yeah, that's how it started. And then quickly something weird happened. I think I used to go on the road. I actually wanted to be a DJ.
You did?
I wanted to be a DJ because I knew one in Arizona. I started stand-up, and he didn't go until 2 to 6 or something.
That's a good shift right there.
Yeah, and I go, so you can slip in.
Now you mean the kind of DJ who would actually talk into records, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so he gets those little breaks during the song, and he gets to get out at 6 and don't go until 2.
Yeah, it sounds like a dream gig, which is you don't have to dress for work. You can smoke during, you just play Stairway to Heaven, or you play Green Grass and High Tides by the Outlaws or something. You play
Callers want to have sex with you.
You play some 7-minute song. You get to nail people calling the show. You get to smoke in your sweatpants during the break, and you don't have to wake up before noon.
And we'd go out at night because I was totally latching onto him. I didn't really want to be a DJ. I just wanted those hours. I didn't really know what a DJ did, but
right.
He would go out, and I'd go to the open mic nights with him, and he'd be like, "Hey," and he'd have to tell everyone who he was. So.
Yeah, you think he could wear a T-shirt or something?
Yeah.
Did he have a crazy DJ name?
No.
Like Squishy
Johnny
or
Edwards.
Budgie?
Johnny Edwards.
Did you, so you started off, did you start off doing open mics?
I started...
In Arizona?
Yeah. I went to Arizona State. I think I only have about 4 credits from there. I didn't graduate per se.
Well, it's pretty tough academically.
Now, 4 credits from Arizona State, how does that translate to other university credits?
What happened was I'm about 110 short, which I might pick them up this summer. But I have about 4 credits in anthropology and 1 in tennis, and they're not transferring
I think it's
smoothly.
worth about 1 UCLA credit.
I might jump over UCLA.
Summer quarter, yeah.
I went to Scottsdale Community for a while, and it was a disaster. I don't know what happened.
The 4-year institutions in Arizona are really the equivalent of the community colleges in California. So I could only imagine what the community colleges were like in Arizona.
Well, one of the mascot was literally the artichoke. That was what it was called. I thought it was a joke, but they have a big steel one when you're there. I went to high school. I was smart. Here's what happened. I was smart, and then that was all through grade school. And I went to chess state finals.
Really?
Spelling bee state. I read the most books in my school. I was a times table champ, all that stuff. And then it collapsed quickly because I got to high school and my brother, they all merged, all our grade schools, and my brother was cool. He was older than me. And so suddenly I was cool by association. And then everyone's like, oh, you're cool. And then everyone from my school was like, no, he's a nerd, he's a geek. But it was too fast. It happened too quickly. It was too late. I was cool. And I turned my back on them in 2 seconds.
So you were good all the way through the 8th grade or the 9th grade?
Yeah.
Junior high, you were a good student.
Once it mattered, I fell apart.
And then they turned up the heat a little in high school, and you fell apart, except for you went the cool route.
Yeah, my brother, we were skaters. He had long hair, and it was like blonde, brown, like from the sun, like when you could actually do it real, the way with the sun.
Sure.
And then mine was white blonde. And I came to school with 2 broken arms the first day as freshman year because I fell into skating a pool. Trying to do an aerial.
Right.
So I had suddenly this cool rap.
Spade hit coping and broke both forearms. Wow. That is cool.
Yeah, that was cool. Actually, I fell backwards and snapped them both in the drain. And then I came to school and everyone thought, and my brother, oldest brother, was held back. So he was a senior. Right. So we were all 3 there at the same time.
Now, did he end up marrying Kate Spade, the famous bag designer?
Yes and no. No, he was dating Katie at ASU. They were going to ASU. And
another fine institution.
He ran this men's clothing store. He ran the men's side, and she ran the women's. And it was kind of that type of traditional stuff. And I was the assistant gopher for both of them.
So you, good student, winning the spelling
we didn't
bees
get to
and
the
winning
end.
the times table competitions and all that. You go to high
They got
school and you
married.
trade it all
got
in.
married. They got
Trade it all in for cool.
So
Now,
they started the company together.
Together, and then they got married, and I assume they're still together.
So go ahead. Yeah, they're
T,
still
what
together.
station is your show on?
No, we just finished that one up. Okay.
Okay. So now you're.
So they have the
now
real
you're
money, by the way. If I had their money, I'd throw mine away.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They have FU
She has an
money.
empire.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's shoes, bags, clothing, tablewares.
And it's the Spade. Oh, she is Spade
Yeah.
of the Spade. That's
Yeah.
okay. So now you go to college. It's not really working out. You go to community college. Not really working out.
It's
You
not
go
really
do
working.
some. You do some open mics.
I do.
It starts to work out.
Yeah. I went to for no reason, like no one's doing stand-up. It was kind of a weird scene. It was more probably just attention or something. Because I was so smart, I'm like, I might go to Princeton or UC Santa Barbara. I'm really like deciding right now.
Right.
And meanwhile, because I used to be smart, I used to talk about those things. And then in high school, I go, I'll floor it at the end and just get all A's.
Right.
So I went to my guidance counselor, and she goes, I go, I don't know if it's Princeton, and she goes, if I pull some strings, I can get you into the community college across the street. And I was like, if I put my reputation on the line. I go, so I'd go back, and I cringy sometimes, because everyone left and went to the real colleges. So
Right.
I'd sometimes go back at lunch, and I'd sit on the wall at my old high school.
Yeah.
I'm going to start crying. Because people that sat on the wall when we were seniors, I go, look at these guys, they come back.
Yeah, very Rob Lowe.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then I came back and I go, well, they don't mean me. Like, I'm cool.
Right.
Yeah.
But they were
Yeah.
all like, oh.
I went to LA Valley Junior College for a while. First off, junior college is weird because there's 65-year-old people
It's
from other
nowhere.
countries sitting next to you, and you're thinking, you don't look like any co-eds. I pictured hot blonde chicks and volleyball,
Right.
not old dudes from Yugoslavia sitting next to me who drove hacks at night. So it's a
Right.
weird mishmash of ages.
It's really Nowheresville, and there's like 3 strippers. That's about it.
Right, and you can tell whatever.
Real estate classes.
The faint smell of St. Elmo's fire.
The professors have sort of given in. They've thrown in the towel on their career, too. They once had dreams about going to some Ivy League school and publishing some papers or something, and they've basically tossed the towel in as well.
Exactly.
It's a holding tank. It's not quite prison. It's more of an internment
close,
camp.
though.
It's
Maybe the Village of the Damned.
Think Japanese, American soil, mid-40s. You know what I mean? Like, we weren't trying to imprison these people. We just wanted to keep an eye on them so they wouldn't cause any trouble.
Well, I had my 62 Volvo, which was not pulling in the
That was
chickages.
probably like a prototype, too.
Yeah, it was. If you saw off the top, it looks like a planter. That's what my buddy used to say.
Did you start pulling in the chickages shortly after starting stand-up? Because I imagine you did.
No. Actually, I was the best friend of the cute girls in high school. And then, but nothing happened. One time, I got a girl, we did it at a boxer party. And it was partially because she had 9 shots of Patron, and partially because I think she was asleep.
Ah, yeah.
I think she was asleep toward the end.
Did you know, by
I'm
the
telling
way...
you, no, that's true. It's not a joke.
Toward
Now,
the
what's
end.
a boxer party?
A
Should I
boxer party,
know?
we wear boxers and we get wasted. It's dumb. We were in a club, and then
Doesn't sound dumb from over here.
yeah, it was actually fun. So we did fool around, and then toward the end, it was kind of lights out. But at that point, I don't know what happened, but I remember I split and we didn't high five or anything. I think I just like, I'll let you sleep. I'm gonna get out of here. No repeat business on that one.
According
she was not into
she
it.
didn't know about the
One
first
and done.
one, to be fair.
One and done, dear.
Yeah, Spade was like, you want to do it again? She's like, again?
What do you...
When did we do it the first time?
So you're telling everyone we did what? I'm like, I didn't say anything.
Hey, Ryan has an interesting question for David Spade.
Is that
Ryan?
on the phone?
Yeah. Ryan?
Hey, what's up, Adam? You're my hero, dude.
What's happening? You have a question?
Yes. Dave, can you get a hold of Artie?
Oh,
Artie
Lange,
Lange.
yeah.
Yes, I mean, because obviously you being good buddies with Chris Farley, and Chris Farley obviously
Ish situation.
leaving way before
Do you think it
his
is
time.
a similar situation? Do you know Artie?
I know Artie pretty well, and we did a movie a long time ago, and we were friends. They gave him crap for looking or acting like Farley back then, which he doesn't really at all. I don't think of them at all.
I don't, but they may be on the same sort of trajectory drug-wise.
There's definitely a little bit of like this mirror thing going on with that. But I saw him out of nowhere with your friend James the other night. Kimmel and Artie were at Nobu.
Really?
And Artie called, I'm in town, why don't you come by? So I went over there and just sat with them. And he had some cronies with him. And, Artie is ballooned up a little bit in the last year. And he's still like a super cool, nice guy. That is similar to Chris. Super cool, fun to be with, people pleaser, nice guy. And he just gets involved. The fame thing obviously makes us all crazy. I'm a disaster. Everyone it takes it differently.
But here's the problem. You don't know who has... I mean, there are guys like Artie Lange who can go on being Artie Lange for another 30 years, or you could drop dead tomorrow,
exactly
and we don't know
Chris.
who's going to do what.
You thought he was going to go on forever just being
Chris,
who he was.
at the beginning, I said he's going to die any second. Like, early on, before even people were onto it, and before like people even feel like I kind of gave up on him and stuff. But, when you get these people... When I'm seeing it 24 hours a day, and we're flying to Tommy Boy and back, we're literally not a second apart, that you go, I see what's going on, I try to help, try to fix, do all that, and then by the time everyone else is on, I'm kind of out. People drink.
Oh, we got bleeped out, sorry.
That's okay.
No, but when people drink or do so many drugs or like just dump you at a place to go with people they just met to do God knows what, and they come up, they've been up for 3 days, and they push you into a wall, and they're screaming. You just kind of go, all right, well, I'll meet you later. I'm going to run to the movies. And then at a certain point, they don't even do movies anymore. It's not exciting. They're just like, what are we doing? It's nonstop. So you just kind of fade out and go, all right, well, when you come down or when things are cool. And then that's called giving up. But
I've had friends that have been drug addicts, and after you wrestling with them 3 or 4 times and grabbing them by the leg and them kicking you and then hopping into some car with some guys are trouble and speeding off, there's a part of you that goes, good, go.
Yeah,
it's a healthy boundary at a certain point.
Right. When me and Farley were walking down the street and just doing something normal, and people at an outdoor cafe, like it happened a lot in New York, like, hey, Spade and Farley, what's up? Tommy boy, hey, have a party with us. And then he's like, okay.
And just
sit
down
they're like,
and...
even they aren't serious. They're like, hey, get a chair, he's coming. And so I go, all right, I'll meet up with you later, because not crazy about the boozing with the strangers. And then literally,
except for the ones you nailed to boxer party.
No, I knew her. She was in my chemistry class.
She just didn't know him.
Yeah, she was in your Patron
She didn't know
chemistry
consciousness.
She works at Circle K now, if you ever in Arizona.
She majored in mescaline. All right, we need to take ourselves a quick break. Right. David Spade.
And Artie, and I want to say nice things about Artie when we come back, because I didn't mean to leave it like that.
We will finish Artie's trajectory in a moment. Planet Hollywood, by the way.
Almost fired.
Hotel and casino.
I'm there, Memorial Day and this weekend. Yeah, tonight.
Yes, Las Vegas. Quick break. Back with more David Spade next.
And we're back to the Adam Carolla Show.
I hear you're being considered for a role on The View.
They're looking at a lot of people. But I heard Rosie, they showed her tapes of the show, and so she quit. No, that's fictitious.
Is that right?
No, that's not exactly right. But there is a rumor she might be replaced by a leaf blower. That's true.
Is that right?
That's buzzing around.
David Spade on the Adam Carolla Show.
David Spade in studio, Planet Hollywood, Hotel and Casino in Vegas. That is tonight, Friday night through Saturday night. And also, of course, Rules of Engagement, Monday night, 9:30 CBS.
Well, that starts,
You're back now after the strike.
Yeah, that was brutal, yeah.
That's rough. But you survived.
I made it, yeah. Almost lost the Jetta. One payment away. But
thank God you want the cloth interior.
Well, I gave it back. No, we came and we started shooting, so we started airing Monday for 6 weeks straight.
Great, and you wanted to follow up on what you were saying about Artie Lange, because you didn't want to leave it on a
Artie
nasty
Lange
note.
is a good guy. I mean, I heard a tape of what happened yesterday, because I don't have Sirius. I can only hear like stuff like that. But it sounded like he got mad and then quit.
I think
quick
I think
summary.
we have a tape
We do have
of
somebody.
He was
the
fighting
Artie
with his
Lange.
assistant, which is always...
Yeah, apparently there was a discrepancy about travel arrangements.
Yes.
They were going to Amsterdam.
photocopying a passport. It's those little things, though. I think they build up.
Let's give it a listen.
At least he had a
I
forewarning.
take umbrage with you for one thing.
Howard, you're being wrong.
Can I tell you why
You're being wrong.
why I'm
You're
right?
coddling him.
No,
because,
I'm not.
Because
I'm going to tell you
he's
something.
Whatever.
I hear my point of view.
Really,
No, I hate you, Ted.
yeah.
Hey, no, Artie, no. Artie, stop it. Artie, stop it. Stop it.
Teddy.
Stop it. Whoa. Artie, no. Artie.
Close the door! Jesus! You people are crazy!
You want to see what's going on.
Wait a second.
Wow.
I can't tell. Why are you bringing this up?
I don't know this is real.
Can't hold
No, Artie, stop it.
Jesus!
Chaos.
What the F is going on here?
And she can't swear.
I know, that's great.
But you're in the habit.
And it's funny.
Yeah.
And by the way, when they're, black women with hair extensions and press-on nails standing next to you going, hey, man, get it together, you're out of control.
Hey, Adam.
Now, they were trying to prevent violence from between Artie and Teddy, his assistant.
Right. The thing is, Adam and I were just talking about a guy assistant versus a girl. To have an assistant is a weird thing anyway, because it just feels weird to have someone do stuff for you. But girls are good in a way, and guys are good. But the thing like this, when you get in a fight with a guy, you want to fight him.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
you've had your. I mean, this is actually playing to your strengths, David Spade, because not only
everything that's come up today is
have
right
you
up
had heavy-set, drug-abusing comedy partners meet an early demise, you've had assistants and had scraps
now,
with
what
them.
happened? He tased you?
Yeah, it was horrible. I mean,
What happened?
I kind of played it down at the time. It was a drag. I mean, he broke in at 5 a.m. I woke up to see someone standing over me in my bed.
Was he just high as a kite?
Yeah.
On meth?
8-ball.
And he wanted. And why did he? Was he delusional? Was he in a fugue state, or did he
No,
actually think you owed him money,
No,
or
I
what
think
was
that
going on?
he was doing comedy and he was into improv and stand-up, and so I tried to help him with that. And we were good friends. He worked on Tommy Boy. He's a nice guy. He's a big guy, too. He's like 6'2".
Yeah.
And he, I think, built up some either resentment or whatever, and he came in, broke in, woke me up, beat me up, stun-gunned me, beat me up again. I escaped to the front, beat me up again out front.
So you're
This is
just
terrible.
lying.
Were you severely injured?
Yeah, but I played it down. It was so weird. I didn't know what to make of it. So I got my shotgun. That's what we were both going for, is my loaded shotgun.
You're lying in bed. You're asleep.
Yeah.
Heather Locklear's to your right.
Yeah.
Pam Anderson to your left. Yeah. And you're just sandwiched in the middle.
Exactly.
You're asleep.
Yes.
And now, by the way,
12 shots of Patron have been emptied.
I used to sleep in the nude and sleep in my underpants for this one reason, because
Listen.
I don't want to have a nude dude throw down in my bedroom. I want at least the boxer briefs to be on.
Try it in a Coneheads t-shirt, which is what I was in.
Were you?
Now, long one, so it looked like a nightie, or did you have the
I had
underpants
the sleeves
on?
cut off so you can see the guns, but it doesn't help. First of all, I'm probably not a great fighter. I will fight because I have a temper, but I don't want to fight at 5 a.m. I don't want to fight a guy I know. And I don't want to fight when I don't know why I'm fighting.
So the guy
He took you by surprise.
Yeah.
The guy has the keys to your joint,
Right,
right?
you trust him with everything.
No, it was all on code, so he was locked out. He had to break in through the doggy door. He had to reach up and open the door.
So he breaks his way in, and you literally wake up to find him standing there.
In the hallway, classic, like a movie, shadow.
And you don't know who it is at first, just a huge man
Right,
in your house.
it feels like someone's in my room, and I look up and someone is.
And I feel like that would shave 20 years off my life right there.
You know what? I didn't think it was a big deal, and I think people that get tax stuff, I go shake it off. I actually had to move because the house had blood on the floor, it had blood on the wall.
What were the nature of your injuries when it was all over?
Oh, nothing too bad. A severe A kicking,
right?
A rip on my arm, this scar because the stun gun has sharp points. So he's punching me and hitting me with the stun gun, so it's cutting my back and cutting my arms.
And now you feel someone's in your room, so you wake up. Does he announce who it is? Or do you know who it is almost immediately?
Once he sees that I catch him. See, the theory is there's a gun under my bed.
He knows it's there.
And he knew it. Yeah, he's the only other one that knew it. So the idea was he was feeling a bit suicidal at that point, probably because of what he was on.
Right.
He's a good guy. I mean, that was the weird part. So
he's out of his mind.
He wanted
on drugs,
to get me
on
incapacitated to get the gun, to actually take us both out.
I see.
Was the,
both
was
of you. Why
the
take
police
you
theory.
out on the way out of this life?
Just for laughs. I don't know. Just let's all go down in this. I don't know. I think it's one of those weird things like Phil Hartman's wife did.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same exact situation.
So,
actually.
I mean, the guy knows you have a loaded shotgun underneath your bed, or you did at the time.
Yeah.
He wants to get it. He wants to take you out. He wants to then take himself out.
Something
and he's
like that.
beaked out of his brain on speed or coke or both, right?
Yes.
So now you get in this wrestling match with the guy, and he's trying to get under the bed to get the shotgun.
He's actually just beating me up and stun gunning me to stop me from moving. And then I keep getting away somehow. I don't even know.
You know he's going for the gun.
No,
at this point.
I don't know. I just know he's beating me up, and I'm trying to live. Honestly, I thought for sure I'd die.
And are you just screaming his name? Like what?
I was. It got a little high pitched.
How many times did you yell,
His
"You're
name's
fired"?
Skippy. What was his name?
Yeah.
Skippy. I don't know.
At one point, I was like, "You're down to 3 days a week." And I didn't want it to come to this.
part-time, your ass.
Yeah.
We do have audio, actually.
Oh, wow.
Okay, I can't wait.
Don't tase me, bro.
Actually, the tasing was the least of my problem.
Yes, I know.
The beating over and over by a guy like that.
So he's pummeling
so
you
he beats
about
me
the
up
head.
a few. He goes, "The cops called. Your alarm went off." I go, "I didn't even turn it." I went and turned on. I go, "Sorry, they called you. I didn't get what's going on." He goes, "You're alone." And that was back in Laura Flynn Boyle days, and she was with us at dinner, and she left. So I go, "Yeah, no." And right when I said no one's here, bam, in the face, on the bed, and then hitting and tasing, and I rolled off backwards like in the movie to the other side.
Right.
And by the time I got up and looked, like what's going on, I see blood on the bed already from me.
Right.
That fast from my nose and mouth, and I'm like, and I tried to get around him, and he threw me down, and my shirt ripped off.
He's a huge man.
Yeah.
And he's out of his mind on drugs. So how does it end then? You get away from
we
him?
fight again, and I'm just trying to live. So when I run out front, I think I barefoot, so I cut my toe, my big toe, that big pad under it,
right,
was ripped off and just barely holding on, so it's flapping and spraying blood all over.
And it's 5 a.m. You run outside your house,
and I
what
can't
do you
even
do?
get out because I have to press a code to get out of my gate, and the gate's slow.
Right.
And he's on me like a cheetah, which is not like
Whoa.
him because I don't realize he's
How do you
amped
escape?
up. I didn't. I just flipped back around, and I'm like, so I ran right at him. Now I had to fight him.
And
I was like, I'm going to die.
Might as well go out with a fight.
So now I'm mad.
Right.
When I've been beaten up for 10 minutes, now I get mad.
And tased.
So
You've had
fought
enough.
on the ground, and then I got a few in, and it dropped his taser, and I ran off.
And
And then you had to call the cops?
I got back in, and then I locked the door, and he rammed it, and then I was close enough to my bed. That's when I finally thought, oh, wait, I do have a gun. So I slid under, got the gun, and came out with it.
And calmed him down?
Yeah.
Now, did he
Now
wait?
the pupil has become the teacher.
The worm has turned, and did the cops show up, or did he flee? Was he there when the cops showed up?
Well, I went, and this is where I get a little, wasn't as tough. I didn't know if he had another gun. I didn't know what he had. So I went into my bathroom's the only one with a lock. My bedroom.
Right.
So I locked the door, and then I look in the mirror, and I'm covered in blood, and I'm like, I'm going to pass out because I feel like adrenaline going away, and now I feel shaky, and I go.
Right.
So I yell out, I'm going to shoot you, and I'm going to shoot you in your leg, then I'm going to kill you.
Right.
And tough talk.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to kill, I don't want to do anything. I'm just up against, I just rather not die.
Right.
So I open the door, and he's not there, and I go call 911, and they're like, wait in the house. I'm like, wrong, I'm going to be in the alley.
Right.
So I go out, and I've got all these windows, so I have to go to each window with the gun, like in case he's looking back at me with something. So I get to the alley, and I have my gun up, and a cop comes, and I'm facing the cop with my shotgun, and he kind of goes, put it down. He wasn't psycho, but he goes, put it down. And then I was shaky. Then I got on the ground. Then I kind of like... But here's the cool thing I did.
If that was Wesley Snipes, open fire.
Yeah. So there you go.
It's one of those times it's good to be white.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I put it down, and then here's the craziest part. What's in there? I go, some guy broke in my house. Even on 911, I don't say who it is. Who is it? I don't know. Some guy. I'm covering for him.
Right.
After
don't want
he's
to rat him out.
tased you and kicked your
I don't
ass.
know why. Yeah. And then they start thinking I'm lying.
Right.
they can't find him. They go like this, okay, just relax, Mr. Spade. There's 5 cops in your house. They're searching the place. I'm like, you don't have to search everywhere. He's not going to be in the drawers.
Yes.
So,
right. He's going to find a couple
Not in the medicine cabinet.
Yes. So,
he may have left a dime bag behind.
So anyway, they took pictures of me, and then I still said I didn't know, and then finally they go, why would he talk to you if he didn't know you? And I was like, oh yeah.
Right.
Finally, they started to think I was guilty. So I go, dude, here's his name. Here's where he lives. Go get him.
Now, what happened to him?
He did try to take his life that day, and he took 2 bottles of Tylenol PM, which, I take 1, and I'm out for about 2 days. So.
Right.
So then they took him to the hospital, and then it was like, do you press charge? I didn't know what to. I just put out a story like we got in a fight. He had a stun. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, because it didn't sound like that much in the news.
I just thought it would be so crazy. I didn't know what to say. I felt so weird about
Listen, I like the underplaying part, especially in a city where, celebrities are heroes because they called 911 after they saw a car accident.
That was the week after that Winona Ryder got pushed and she had an arm sling.
Oh, yeah. Well, I want to know how Laura Flynn Boyle handled it. Was she very supportive after this happened?
Well, they had to go interview her, and she's like, dude, don't make them talk to me. And I go, well, they have to. They need to figure out, like, this is a love triangle. She's like, with him? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what the latest theorem is. But.
We need to take ourselves a break. Do we have?
Oh, yeah, sorry I talked so long.
No, I was riveted.
A great story.
Do we have the rest of the fight, by the way?
Yes. You want to hear it now or after the break?
I'll tell you what. Why don't we tease it? David Spade in studio, Planet Hollywood Hotel and Casino. That is tonight and tomorrow night in Las Vegas. T, you have the news.
Yeah, I mean, another crazy story about a violent celebrity. You may not remember Rob Van Winkle.
Oh, I do.
Oh,
yeah, Vanilla Ice.
Yeah, in trouble.
Did.
Sure. All right, David, hang out. Let's do the news, and we'll play the rest of the Artie Lange blowout with Stern, or Howard Stern, because he gets pissed at me when I call him Stern. We'll do that next.
He doesn't like when we call him Stern.
Hi, I'm Norm Macdonald. You're listening to the Adam Carolla Show. It's just like The View, except without 4 annoying broads.
One of my favorite, Norm Macdonald.
That guy sounds hot.
David Spade in studio.
That guy sounds hot.
David can be found at the Planet Hollywood Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas tonight and tomorrow night. Go to planethollywood.com for more info. Rules of engagement, Monday night, CBS.
9:30.
CBS.
Hey, I had a question about stars, but then we can keep moving on. But
all right.
When you did your unicycle, was that Julianne's idea or was that yours idea?
No, she had no idea I could ride the unicycle.
I just wanted to be there when she's trying to win, and you're like, I've got a great idea, and she's like,
I kind of won last year. I'd like to win again.
Unicycle, interesting. And you're like, no, hear the whole thing.
Len is going to love this. Well, I thought I would be the people's champion if I got on the unicycles. It turns out
you were. People like that you had some fun to it.
I sort of thought so, and I feel like the judges could have loosened up a little bit.
Now, you know what? When you do something like that, they shouldn't be like, that was horrible dancing. It's like, well, of course.
Right. And of course,
making
I'm not
the show
a great
fun,
dancer.
And then we don't think I'm going to win the whole thing, so let's have the show be fun for a while.
Right, and also you guys aren't part of some sort of sanctioning body that works for the World Dance Federation. This is just an ABC show where people are trying to have a good time.
You were the ones that said okay when we asked.
What's the big deal? Yeah, lighten up.
Okay,
hey,
go ahead.
We wanted to, by the way, hear the end of the Artie Lange, Howard Stern assistant fight where he quit today.
And they're off today, so I don't know if there's been any resolution.
Juicy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think I talked to Artie. He was at the show Saturday, and he got mad because, which I understood, he was doing the amphitheater, which is a big gig, and he lets all his little buddies go on first. Nick DiPaolo, these guys are like real comedians.
Greg Fitzsimmons, very funny guy.
Yeah, they're real guys. And then a couple of guys before that I didn't know, but they're from the show, I guess. And then a band that did cover tunes. Of Stern cover tunes, Howard Stern. Mm-hmm. And they were on, and I go, oh, what a good crowd, And they went on, I go, well, when are they getting off? Because they were supposed to have Fitzsimmons on by now. And as a comic, I'm like, when is everyone's doing their time?
Right.
Because you get nervous backstage going, get off. And they went long, and then at the end they go, all right, and here's an original song. Because this crowd is good. So like, Lady in the Sky. And everyone's like, what? And so then they got late and Artie came back and screamed at everyone. He's like, what the? You know, which is true. I go, I hear you, buddy, because if people are doing stand-up before me, they go long.
Right.
It's milking a good crowd, and you've got to do an hour at the end. It's tough. So that, and then we talked that night, and that was it.
Now, this is last weekend,
That was last weekend.
Saturday, he was on our show promoting that gig.
Right.
And I think he gets stressed. He travels a lot. He crams in a ton of gigs.
But don't all
do
celebrities cram in gigs and travel a lot, and they don't have huge, violent blowouts?
Well, I have a temper, so I shouldn't talk. But when I get stressed like that, I used to do Silent Live, and then my week off, I do 4 road gigs, and it just starts like you're like, I better do it now, but no. I think he's just tired and beat up, and then they booze a little on the road, and
you get
and he flips out.
You get frayed around the edges,
and the guy's borrowing money. I think what happens is you start going, I have this in my past. I have certain friends that if you're not kind of taking care of them, they fade out on you because, I want to go with you, but I better work. I got my rent. You're like, I'll cover it. Just come. And it turns into, one day, even though you're helping, you flip and go, is this all it is?
I'm
it's like,
sick of paying for you.
Are we not really friends?
Here's what happened. He brought up the unicycle. I had a segment producer assigned to me. I couldn't get into the details because I didn't want to step on the joke, but I had a segment producer assigned to me when I was doing Dancing with the Stars. And she kept going, let's shoot you on the unicycle so we can roll it into the package right before you do your dance. And I kept saying, no, I want it to be a surprise. And she kept saying, I don't understand. And I kept saying, look, baby, Comedy 101, big reveal, me on the unicycle. I don't want it in the roll-in package. Well, fast forward about 3 days later, I'm sleep deprived, I'm doing this show, I'm rehearsing dance 3 hours a day, We're sitting down for an interview, and she's like, all right, let's talk about the unicycle. And I'm like, for what part of the show? For Tuesday's results show? No, this is for Monday's roll-in package. And I'm like, what goddamn part of goddamn unicycle reveal don't you goddamn understand? Of course, everyone around us was like, what the hell? Carolla snapped a twig.
Right.
But you get frayed, you get tired, you get sleep deprived.
A lot of that is being married and being around children.
Yes.
I think that's 90%.
You get freaked out.
In the case of Artie, potentially, you may be coming off or going on to something. And that may alter your sense of right and wrong.
I think he's pretty open about, like, he tries to do his best and he gets caught up in all that stuff. And it's hard. He is a very nice guy, so he probably feels bad, and he flipped out. Too bad everyone heard it. I mean, those are better behind the scenes.
Not everyone. I haven't heard it yet. Why don't
you liked it so far, though? You're hooked.
I did. I like to hear the rest.
We should do more of that here.
Let's hear it.
No, because you
got to be in control.
You want this.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
I did not want that.
Dude, come on.
You think you know me, but I did not want that.
No, I don't know you, dude.
You don't.
And you don't know me either, evidently.
No, but
so
but
I play around with something you don't know.
But your job is to stay under control.
And then I can't do my job.
You cannot throw people. You cannot throw things at people.
I can't guarantee you I will not do that again. All right?
Well, then you can't be here.
Then I won't be here anymore.
You can't, Art.
Okay.
You can't act that way in
I love
business.
you, but I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, okay.
I'm an out-of-control person.
All right, then you can't be here. If you can't control throwing things at people. I
resign. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I can't do it anymore.
Then I accept.
I kind of relate.
You can quit. You don't have to resign from
I resign.
I resign. Here's my 2 weeks. Well, I never thought I'd feel for Artie. But isn't part of what makes him important to that show that he does lose control and thus make good radio?
That's kind of what he was bringing up to Howard.
That's what I thought.
And I think even with Farley, not to relate the two, but he's always... Believe me, everyone loved it if he was more drunk or more goofy, and everyone's giving him drugs everywhere we went.
Right.
Booze, anything you want to make me have a Chris Farley story because I was with you that night. So it's funnier if you're crazier, and then I can go, oh my God, he did. He took his clothes off at the party. And then later they're like, can you believe he did that?
But
well, you were the one that was like high-fiving.
It's a very mixed message to send, and it's like if a kid does something and everyone starts laughing, and then the parent comes in and goes, no, you shouldn't be doing that. But it's too late. He heard everyone in the room laughing, and it's stuck in their brain. It's a mixed message. Yeah, Artie's supposed to be a train wreck. On the other hand, once in a while he leaves the rails. And crosses the line.
And they want them to fight. I think that's a valid point.
It
is fun to watch
the
fight. they don't want it to get that far. But when you got a temper, or when you just can't always say it's only going to go to the edge.
I predict he'll be back. What do you guys say?
I predict he'll be back.
I think so too, and I think he and Howard are actually pretty good friends.
Well, let's do the news. Dave Spade's going to stick around with us. He's going to be at Planet Hollywood Hotel and Casino tonight. You will not only hear it, you will be involved with it, my friend.
Yes.
The news.
Teresa Strasser with tomorrow's news.
I like
today.
Do you guys still say F something CNN?
We will be getting back to that
We'll
soon.
be getting back to that
You don't?
Monday.
Oh, that was great.
That starts
Thank
Monday.
you. It's coming back. But thank you.
I miss it.
I know. I do too. And thus it's coming back. Do you watch American Idol at all, Dave Spade?
Bits and pieces.
Well, Michael Johns, the Australian guy.
What a stupid answer.
Was you want a liar? He sang Dream On. His dreams are off.
Oh.
He's gone now. Let's talk about a former idol.
Beat it, Aussie.
Let's talk about Daughtry, who was once a contestant on American Idol. And now there's some controversy about one of his songs. Okay, you may remember a while back, there's a songwriter named Dr. Luke who partnered up with Avril Lavigne. Last year, Dr. Luke and Avril were sued by a band called the Rubinoos.
About Girlfriend?
Yes, it's about Avril's song Girlfriend.
He's got it all.
He's always ready.
Well, it's a real toe tapper.
Well, this is I Want to Be Your Boyfriend.
And
this is Avril Lavigne's song Girlfriend. I'm not saying that she and Dr. Luke stole it, but in January they reached a settlement.
Is that even a different song?
It's a different song,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
It's a totally different song.
That's not what you want the jury to say.
Although, yeah, exactly.
Right.
They reached
Now
a
let's hear the
settlement.
next song.
Terms of the settlement were not disclosed. Well, now Dr. Luke is being accused of stealing another song, this time for Daughtry. Some Arizona band called The Asphalt says that a huge chunk of their song Tonight was lifted for Daughtry's jam Feels Like Tonight. You're going to hear first Asphalt, then Daughtry.
Two songs I don't know.
Now this is Daughtry?
Asphalt.
Oh, this is Asphalt. All right.
Not toe tapper.
All right.
All right.
We get it.
Yeah, we get it. Go.
I have no control over this. This was cut this way.
How about you? Cut the cut.
So I have to hear the extended dance version?
Here we are. This is
okay.
Daughtry.
I don't know. All those songs sound the same anyway. I don't even know how they differ.
I agree, and I always say it's like when people accuse people of stealing jokes. When somebody says, hey, they want to build a wall to stop Mexicans from getting into California, and then 300 people in their cars think at the same time, Mexicans are going to be building that wall. Right. It's not stealing a joke. It's called a human mind, and they're sort of wired the same way. I mean, how many different songs are you going to come up with? How many different movie ideas?
A lot of those R&B ones and rap ones, to me, sound.
And if I recall, Vanilla Ice was accused of ripping off some songs, obviously. No, I don't mean sampling.
He was knifed.
I don't mean sampling, yeah. Well, just this morning, he left the courthouse in Palm Beach County, where Judge Nancy Perez laid down the law. According to TMZ, he's been ordered to stay away from his wife, whom he allegedly pushed last night. He can phone her, but that is all. He can have contact with his kids through one of his friends, at least for now. He can pick up his crap from his house, but only once and with a police escort. Ice, real name Robert Van Winkle, was charged with misdemeanor domestic battery.
His only comment after was A1A. Beachfront Avenue.
Beachfront Avenue.
You know what I like about guys like that? He was like, they always have these embarrassing pictures of them in parachute pants from the early 90s, and now he's like, that wasn't the real Ice. This is the real Ice. The one that looks like Fred Durst.
Yeah.
You mean the one with the tattoos and the hard edge
and
everything? The one that looks exactly like every poser who's doing the same version of what you were doing in 1992.
Yeah.
This is the real one of you. And by the way, what new ice can we look forward to in the years ahead?
Yeah, he came on SNL with that look. He had the shaved eyebrows.
Oh, right, yeah.
Right.
That was not the real Ice. Is that what I'm hearing?
No, the one who has all the tats and looks like the singers of today is the real one.
He's emo now.
All right, well, that's not great news.
Right.
Well, I don't think he's that emo.
Because he beat up his chick?
Allegedly, he's 40 years old now, Rob Van Winkle, and around 7:15 last night, his wife Laura told police that Rob was hitting and kicking her. When they got there, she said, much like what happened to you, she said, no, he wasn't kicking and hitting me. He just pushed me. She didn't want to blow it out. But
now, was she listening or not? Because sometimes
obviously not.
People don't listen, and then they gotta get hit.
I'll tell you my feeling about these cases. When somebody picks up the blower and calls 911, like when Jim Brown's wife calls up, the ex-NFL great, and says the guy's beating the crap out of me, and then later on when they go to court, they go, yeah, I was just kind of lying. We just dropped the charges. Right. Then you're going to jail. Because somebody's going to jail. Either you're telling the truth and Jim Brown's beating the crap out of you and he needs to go to the pokey, or you're lying, in which case you're just using up the cops and a bunch of time and the court time, and now you're going to jail. The third option of, I don't feel like pressing charges against somebody I said was doing something to me, but I'm lying. That's not an option to me. So either hubby's going in because he did do it, which I assume he did, or you're going in because you were lying. Either way,
I think there's a new thing where if you call, they have to take someone away.
Well, is it like once they start writing the parking ticket?
Yeah, so somebody gets taken away, but then a month later when the court date comes up, you don't get to go, it was nothing.
Well, she did tell the cops he didn't hit her or kick her, but she wants a divorce. That's what she told the cops. Police found Rob Van Winkle.
Who could leave all that, by the way?
I don't know.
Riding his motorcycle.
He's like screaming. You'll never find another vanilla Van Winkle, no matter how long you search, bitch.
He actually did ride off on his motorcycle.
Yeah.
He was found a couple blocks away from the house. He denied hitting, kicking, or pushing Laura. He told police she's bipolar, she takes medication, and that she has, quote, irrational and argumentative episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Then he gave him his new CD and said, hey, listen to this when you get a chance. Track three.
And then the guy started kicking and punching him. Yeah, he's got a hard edge now. That's the real Vanilla Ice. I can't remember the name of his movie that came out in the late 80s, but I swear to God, maybe Cold as Ice.
Yeah, I think so.
If I ever see that on cable, I will not switch until the credits roll. All right, T-Bone, what else you got?
Okay, well, I'll get to this quickly. Now, you remember, obviously, about the Don Imus controversy and the horrible things he said about the young women, and we've often joked that
cool as ice.
The real victims were the
Tennessee Volunteers.
Right.
The real victims in the whole Don Imus situation are the Lady Volunteers of Tennessee who won the national championship. And it's only been a year, and everyone thinks that the Rutgers team Rutgers team won instead of them.
They did not win.
No, they lost.
So collateral damage was to the winning team, and now there's some more collateral damage in the world of sports. This is very sad. As if what happened to Marion Jones wasn't sad enough.
I think I heard that.
This is hideous. Okay, well, last October, former track star Marion Jones admitted to federal investigators that she used steroids. She got 6 months in prison for lying under oath. She was stripped of her Olympic medals. She won gold in the 100 meters, 200 meters, and 1600-meter relay, and bronze in the long jump and 400-meter relay. Well, now, the IOC has ruled that Marion's 8 teammates from the 2 relay teams
what a drag.
have to give back their medals, too.
What a drag.
Even though they did nothing wrong, just because she was on their team.
I don't know who they are, but those poor Jewish girls are going to have to... What?
No. I don't know that they're necessarily Jewish.
Normally, when I hear track and field, I think
when you're a sprinter, not distance.
No, not distance
sprinter.
runners. I think sprinter. Yeah, they have that fast twitch muscle movement stuff. But here's my feeling: you should give back 1/4 of the medal.
Yeah.
Because
you did your part.
Yeah, you did your leg, and
that's horrible.
I don't know if she ran the anchor leg. I imagine she did.
No, I think she handed off, or at least in one of them, I saw some footage of it. Well,
That's not cool as ice.
all right, I kind of see the point in a way, in a
One of
weird
them cheated,
way.
and that goes to their combined time.
Right. And I don't know how much they won by. I seriously would say, look, if you won by 50 yards, you can keep the medal. If you won by just the length of the last chick that leaned across the finish line, maybe you should give it back. How about that?
What if
How
they sold
about
it?
it?
You can't get it back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Most of the chicks have pawned that stuff off by now.
Right.
Yeah.
How are they going to get it back? They can't.
I'd do Chuck Heston on him, by the way, which is you'll have to pry it from my cold, dead hand. And by the way, Chuck just died. Did we pry his gun from him?
Oh.
We'll get
Did
some-
anyone
we'll get
pry it
somebody
from
out
his-
there.
That's
We
a
should get
very good question.
Spade, get your old assistant to
Oh.
pry the gun.
I don't know if you'd want to do that, but I'll
I
ask
don't
him.
think we want him around guns.
No, we'll see. He seems cool.
Just saying.
Well, I know we have to say goodbye to David Spade.
All right.
And
Where am I going?
sadly, to take a commercial
You're
break.
going to Planet Hollywood,
I
my
got to
friend.
start driving to Vegas.
That's right.
Well, Adam, I have to say, it was lots of fun.
It was
And
great to
a
have
great
you.
time. Sorry, my stories went a little long. I will trim them next time.
I was riveted. Planet Hollywood Hotel and Casino tonight and tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Also, Rules of Engagement, of course, Monday nights, 9:30, CBS.
Yeah.
David Spade, thanks for coming in. Have safe
You guys
travels.
have a fun show.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you for having me.
We shall. And T-Bone.